Unit 8, Lesson 1. Ways that kids fuel their bodies and brains. After today's lesson, you should be able to recall that food is fuel for the body and brain. Here's a visual representation. Food is fuel for your body and brain. You should also be able to identify food and drink choices that are best for your body and brain. When we talk about food, it is what you eat and drink. We are going to use the stoplight as a tool to help you decide which foods are best choices. Green light foods should be eaten most often. Yellow light foods should be eaten less often. And red light foods should be less often than the yellow light foods and the green light foods, so not very often, sparingly. Green light foods are best. They have the most nutrition for energy and growth and can be eaten anytime. Green light foods are a great fuel for your body and brain, so eat them often. We will talk about examples of green light foods. Yellow light foods do not keep you filled up the way green light foods do. They have more fat, added sugar, and/or calories than green light foods. Eat yellow light foods sometimes, but not for every meal. We will talk about examples of yellow light foods. Red light foods have the lowest nutritional value. Stop and think about your choice and eat the red light foods least often. We will talk about examples of red light foods. It is important to understand that foods are not good However, there are foods you want to eat less often for optimal health. I want you to think about what you ate for breakfast. Fuel your body and brain. Let's take a look at some of the breakfast choices. How can you fuel your body in the morning? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Would you choose this for breakfast? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Would you choose this for breakfast? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Would you choose this for breakfast? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Would you choose this for breakfast? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Would you choose this for breakfast? Stand up or raise your arms high if you would eat this for breakfast. Breakfast is your first meal of the day. Make it great. Choosing a healthy breakfast means you start your day with nutritious fuel. Here's a way to help you choose healthy food. Tools such as MyPlate help you to make nutritious food choices for breakfast and all day long. Let's take a closer look. A good breakfast includes items from each of the food groups. Fruits, grains, protein, vegetables, and dairy. Let's take a look at our breakfast choices from earlier. Let's see how many different food group categories they included. Cereal is a very common breakfast choice. Cereal usually includes grains and dairy. So 2 out of the 5 food groups. Grilled cheese is almost the same as a bowl of cereal. The cheese is dairy and the bread is grains. So 2 out of the 5 food groups. Granola with yogurt and fruit covers 3 of the 5 food groups: grains, dairy, and fruit. Toast with peanut butter and bananas covers 3 of the food groups: grains, protein, and fruit. This bowl, although it doesn't look like breakfast food, some people might eat it. It includes vegetables, protein, and grains. Eggs and toast includes 2 food group categories: protein and grains. When choosing breakfast foods, it's usually best to include some kind of protein along with one of the other food groups: protein and vegetables, proteins and fruits, proteins and grains, or proteins and dairy. Including protein will give you lasting energy and nutrition. If you eat one of the other food groups, that will give you more immediate energy to burn right away. So let's take a look at this again. Look at the green box at the bottom and fill in the blanks. Blank is fuel to power your body and brain. D. Food is fuel to power your body and brain. We always seem to have choices. Next time you choose your breakfast, try to include protein and one of the other food groups. Today we talked about how food is fuel for your body and brain, specifically breakfast food. We also talked about making healthy choices for breakfast, choosing protein and one of the other food groups to go along with that. Next time, we will discuss red light foods, yellow light foods, and green light foods. This lesson was brought to you by Miss Ford and inspired by Sanford Fit.